Does it look
You
bad?
You look beautiful. Okay, we're here today with my mother, our mother, Teresa Lorraine Bronson. Teresa, what's the date today?
December 17th,
What year?
2016.
And who's the President of the United States?
Those are questions you ask when you're going into dementia.
What was it like having the formative years of your life during the Great Depression?
Wearing leather shoes with holes in the bottom and then trying to find some cardboard to put in them to walk to school.
Kidding. And what did you wear for clothes?
My mother made me little dresses out of flour sacks. Flour would come in pretty little sacks.
Now, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
9 brothers and sisters.
How did your parents feed you through the Great Depression?
My dad worked very hard, and we always had enough to eat.
What foods did you eat mostly?
Is a benign inflammatory
Beans and tortillas, stew.
You ate tortillas? As children?
Yeah, I used to go over on the railroad tracks where the Mexicans lived.
relatively
And I would see that they would cook them on the black stoves
Cool.
until they were nice and crisp and brown. And they would give me one. I was the only little gringa that probably came in this house.
What elementary school did you go to?
Northridge Grammar School.
Did you undergo any bullying?
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
I was called Bag of Bones because I was very slim, skinny. The rich girls in the school they would tease me.
Did you ever fight back?
No.
If you could say something to them today, what would you say?
I would say, do you realize how hurtful bullying is? And that it can be remembered to this day as I'm telling you about.
And what would you tell today's generation of young children regarding bullying, how to deal with it if they are bullied?
I would say walk away and don't take it to heart, although I know you will. Just know that you will succeed where they may have rotten lives.
World War II. Talk about World War II.
I plan on writing a story about the days of World War II living in Northridge. And I was very, very young, but I was one who observed and listened and came from an era of children should be seen and not heard. And so it served me well because I can almost tell you in detail that are still vivid in my mind of walking home from school, and in some of the windows behind the frilly curtains would hang a blue star if their son or daughter was serving in the armed forces. And though I didn't understand yellow star meant they lost their soldier boy.
And they're showing their true colors.
And it was sad.
Do you remember the names of any of the lost soldier boys?
Yes, I do. One served on a submarine, and his name was Nick Stepanovich. And the other one was Byron Steenan. And
Well, I'll come to find out.
one with the last name of Rigby, Frederick Rigby. That was his name.
If they were standing in front of you today, what would you say to them?
I would say I understand more of what you went through in the wars that you fought. And a sadness comes over me that it is still going on in a more subtle way.
What's the first time you ever said a bad word?
I never did.
Didn't you say you once saw the F word on a wall? How old were you and where was it at?
It was on a sidewalk in Northridge in front of all the businesses, and I had no idea what that word meant.
What were the letters again?
No, I won't say.
Now we're going to touch on a very sensitive subject. What did you go down to order at the meat market and how old were you? Talk about that experience.
Well, there was a small store and meat market with real butchers serving you. And my mother sent me down to get some wieners.
And there's your first bad word. Okay, keep going.
And I was so embarrassed, but a very obedient child. So I saunter into the butcher shop and I see the wieners hanging down like they used to.
Some sort of eczema.
And the butcher asked me, "What would you like, little girl?" And I said, as I bowed my head and my eyes turned down, I would like some wieners. 12 of them. And he looked at me in sort of,
Now, is it mostly the extremities, or it's not your face, right?
sort of like he could see my embarrassment.
Uh-huh.
So he wrapped them up and I took them home.
Did you pay him?
Yes,
How much do you think a pound of wieners cost?
50 cents,
For the whole pound?
I think.
Wow. That's like 3 cents per wiener.
That's right.
Were they good?
Very good.
Okay. The first job you ever had?
It was in a Christmas candy store, and where I knew how the center red of the hard candies was laid down on the white and rolled up and then cut. And also they made chocolates and I packed them in boxes. I was only about 14 and a half.
What's the worst job you ever had in your whole life?
Curry's Ice Cream Cafe.
Well, you'd think that would be fun. Why wasn't it fun?
The owner, a woman, thought she could bully me again. Grown-up bullying.
Right.
Until I told her, don't ever do that to me again in front of customers or anything. And so she was ready to go on a trip,
Can we visit, please?
a vacation, and it was payback time. I didn't show up for work. I quit.
Did you have a good birthday yesterday?
How old were you?
Did you get a lot of presents?
I was 56.
Yay!
And this is coming from the person who tells children to walk away from bullies?
Yes. Exactly. Just walk away and be the victor. So, all you crybabies out there, get a life.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Silent night.
Can you sing it? I'll sing it with you.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Silent night.